everybody. A very, very good afternoon from a beautiful sunny Mallorca today. And I imagine it's a beautiful sunny Ibiza as well, is it, Mark?
Yeah, it's beautiful over here, Richie. Absolutely. It's about 26 degrees and it's like summer.
It is like summer today. You know, it's 31st of October. Happy Halloween to everybody out there today. And it's episode number 14 of A Kick in the Balearics. And this is where myself and Martin talk about local football here in the Balearics. We talk Real Mallorca, La Liga Smart Bank. That's basically La Liga 2 here in Spain. And then Segunda B, which we have 4 teams, UD Ibiza and Peña Deportivo in Ibiza. And over here, UD Poblense and At Balear. We have Tercera Division, which we have teams from both Mallorca and Ibiza in. And obviously, of course, we have all our local football, which is just starting to start its leagues this coming weekend as well. So we've got lots to talk about, Mark, and we should crack on with Real Mallorca because, blimey, what a cracking week. What a week.
Wow, Richie. Listen, we've said for the last, I don't know how long, 12, 13 episodes that Real Mallorca might have a problem scoring goals. And what they do? 5, in what, 4 days, 5 goals, was it? So pretty impressive, yeah. Richie.
2-0 away in Alcorcon on Monday, and then 3-1 at home to Malaga, which I thought was a great result. Malaga, you know, have been playing quite well, 5th in the league they were. And the first goal that Mallorca have conceded since the very first game of the season.
What a goal, by the way. It was a great goal.
Yeah, it was. It was actually, yeah. Yeah. And you know the ironic thing?
No, mate.
Well, the bloke that scored it, Chavarria, was with us last season.
Oh, okay. All right, nice story.
Yeah. So 738 minutes was the last time we conceded a goal. So hats off to Manolo Moreno, I should say, the goalkeeper, who's up for the actual. He's up for the La Liga Player of the Month, actually, or La Liga 2 Player of the Month, I should say. Which, you know, I think he'll go very close because, you know, he's had a great record. That's 9 games and just 2 goals conceded. That's pretty good right now.
I mean, what's the feeling, Richie? I mean, has Real Mallorca turned the corner? Do you think this is the start of I mean, what are you now? 3rd in the league? You know,
3rd in the league, yeah.
Looks to me like you're playing with a lot of confidence, and now the goals are starting to be scored. You can really be confident that you make a push now, can't you? Really, you know, we said before Christmas, but it's happening earlier than I thought it would happen, mate. To be honest.
Yeah, it is. As I'm just looking at the sun looks like I've got like a blonde squiff in my ear right now, to be honest. I haven't. If anybody's out there thinking I've dyed my hair here, but I haven't got much hair to dye these days anyway, but I haven't. But listen, Mark, I think, you know, we were waxing earlier in the season that, you know, if we can't score goals, we're going to have a problem, although we weren't conceding as well, which was the good thing. But now we're still not conceding, but we are scoring, and that's going to be, going forward, that's going to be, you know, huge for us. And it looks like
9 goals in 9 matches, Richie. I mean, you're not breaking records, are you? Let's face it.
No, but I think, Mark, if you look at the rest of the league, nobody is. There isn't a team in that league that's scoring goals. You know what I mean? Even Espanyol at the top, I think, have scored, 9 or 10? I can't remember.
Scored 11. They've conceded 1, and Mallorca 9 forward 2 again. So, yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm picking up on your point a few weeks ago when you said that, you know, it's not a high-scoring league, is it?
It's not.
It's
not.
All
There's
about
a lot of draws.
Getting the results.
If you're a betting man and you always bet on draws, have a go at La Liga Smart Bank. There's draws everywhere in La Liga Smart Bank.
But why is that?
Can't score goals.
Why is that?
Because I think, Mark, that, you know, obviously La Liga pick up all the main goal scorers, and then they'll probably take another one to be, you know, back up as well. Because as we know, you know, a lot of teams here have a squad of about 25. And then they have a B team, which is normally youngsters, you know, and so you know, if you think about every team, there's 20 teams, so that's about 40 strikers, I suppose, of top strikers anyway. Let's put it like that, and probably one more, I'd say. Probably each team has probably got at least 3 on their books. Then you're digging around, and you know. At the moment, I can't think of one, even in our team, that you'd say he's prolific. Do you know what I mean? They're not. They're just very, very hard to come by. Mm-hmm. And then obviously, if they are good and they don't get in Spain, then they'll move on. You know, Premier League has got a few Spanish players in it. You know, so it's difficult. But you know, if you don't concede goals, you're not going to lose many games.
I mean, that's the key, isn't it? Now we're here because if you look at the top 3 teams. Espanyol have conceded 1 goal in 9 matches. Yeah. Sporting Gijón have actually conceded 5 goals, and then you've got Mallorca who've conceded 2 goals. So I think the key to this league is he who concedes the least goals will be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. Or she, by the way. I'm not sexist.
It's interesting also, Mark, the 3 teams that have come down are in first, third and fourth. I think it's Leganés are in 4th place as well. So it does go to show that, the good squads and the teams that have still got a little bit of money behind them are still doing well. And I just want to say, actually, a big up for, we don't normally talk about La Liga because obviously our teams aren't in it, but Cadiz, who have gone up from winning the La Liga Smartbank last year, have played 4 games away, and they've won all their 4 games away from home. Cadiz, I think they're in third or 4th place in La Liga right now. It's really amazing. Congratulations.
It's really strange, Rich, isn't it? Because Barca and Madrid are playing awful, aren't they? Really, they're playing really poorly, and it's just set up for some little team to do a Leicester. Maybe that's going a bit too far, but you never know.
But if you look at Real Sociedad, David Silva's there. They've got the I can't remember his name, the left back who was at Arsenal. He's there. They've got a few good players. And I would say, sort of players that have got a bit of knowledge about them. But anyway, La Liga is for another podcast, not us. Mallorca. We're more regional.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, let's leave La Liga to those big, rich, fat boys who like smoking cigars. We're more very earthy. We focus on local football, mate. So.
Exactly. And also, this weekend, Mallorca are playing at Real Zaragoza, mid-table team. You can see Mallorca going there. The problem is now, Mallorca are on a bit of a roll, and then they might get beaten this weekend because they seem to have got confidence moving. I hope not. I hope it continues and they get the result they need because it'll be interesting going forward. They can keep up this form.
I don't. What we've got Real Zaragoza, is it tomorrow the game, isn't it, mate? 4 o'clock tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon, yeah.
I actually think this is going to be a draw, by the way, Richie. I think after 2 wins in 2 games, 2 good wins, by the way, Mallorca pretty much dominated both games and they conceded to a really great goal from Malaga, which is a touch lucky, I felt anyway. I think it got a deflection. So I actually think Mallorca, they might nick it 1-0, but I'm going to go for a really interesting 0-0 draw against Zaragoza. What's your feeling, Richie?
Yeah, listen, you'd heavily pick Mallorca right now just because of the form they're in. They're not at the moment. They're not going to concede goals. It looks like they've turned the corner on scoring. So yeah, I'd say 2-0. Let's go for Mallorca win 2-0.
Confidence is king, mate. I like it. Super.
Well, listen, not only Mallorca doing well, UD Ibiza flying, mate.
Yeah, no, mate. We spoke about it on the radio in the week, didn't we? I don't think it's the results, Richie. I think it's how they're playing at the moment. I think they've really put a marker down because since the start of the season they're just really the 1-0 win against Levante and then followed up last week by a 3-0 home win against Lanutia. It was one-sided affair, really, Rich, as well. So, we've got to be confident going forward. Unfortunately, this weekend's match has been postponed due to a COVID outbreak in the opposition. So I'm hoping that doesn't derail them a little bit, Rich, because, when you get this momentum going forward, and I think UD just seems right at the moment. So a bit of a shame, but we roll over to the following week. So got to be pleased with that, mate. As I said, three good goals. Didn't look in trouble whatsoever, Richie, for the whole match. And in Davo, they've got a bit of a score. I think this Davo might be an interesting kind of. I think he's going to give Rodado. Rodado's the golden boy of UD Ibiza, but Davo, Antonio David Alvarez Rey, as his real name is, but Davo, as we call him over here, Davo. He looks like he's going to be the next superstar over here as well. So fingers crossed between Rodado and Davo, they can score the goals. As we said before with Real Mallorca, if you don't score goals, you don't win matches. If you don't win matches, you don't get promoted. Yeah,
and the coach seems to be doing a pretty good job. The coach was, as we know, the number 2, Emery. Whenever Unai Emery went, he followed, and he just looks he's got off to a great start.
You know something? I think he's just quietly going about his business, Richie. he's not one of these kind of people who hogs the headlines. He's not a Mourinho type. He's not he's not one of these superstar ones. I think he's just earning his corn. As you said, he was number 2 to Unai Emery for many years. So this is his first major coaching position. And I think that the president has said, listen, you go and do what you have to do. And I think he's excited. He's caught the imagination because, there's a lot of number 2s out there who never quite cut it, did they? We can name a few of them. But this guy, Carvalho, seems like he wants it, and he's doing it his way as well. And it's pretty much a completely different side to what it was last year, by the way, Richie. So he's doing it his own way with his own players.
Good. And Peña in second place.
Yeah, no, amazing, Rich, really, because, we said before that we were worried about Peña, thinking that maybe they might struggle. They lost their 3 or 4 good players, but they did get their manager back. Remember the manager merry-go-round? I like that episode. Seems a long time ago, that episode does, by the way.
Yeah.
But, they've got the managers there. He's taken them forward. They got a 0-0 last week, which was away to Valencia Mestalla, which is obviously Valencia's second.
Good result.
A very good result, Richie. I mean, if you go to Valencia and get a point, you've got to come back happy, haven't you, mate? Really. So they're quietly going around about their business, and they've won 1, drawn 1. They've only scored 1 goal in 2 games, which is always going to be a bit of an issue. But they haven't conceded yet. So, let's see how it goes. But so far, so good. How's your boys? How's Atletico Balear and Poblense getting on, mate?
Well, Baleares went over to Raya Madrid de Honda and lost by 2-0, which is a bit of a surprise for most people.
I saw that, mate. I was surprised. I know Madrid de Honda aren't an easy side, but, I saw that. It was a bit of a surprise, mate, wasn't it? I wouldn't say you got thumped, but...
I saw the highlights. And Baleares didn't really seem to create much. It was pretty much a one-way traffic, and it was a bit of a wake-up call, I think, for the club. They're playing at home tomorrow. Just trying to remember who they're playing tomorrow, to be honest with you. Tomorrow they're playing again. I'm going to the game, so I should know. as a press man, Atletico Madrid B's team, they're playing tomorrow.
You've got Athletic B. I mean, that'd be good. Are you going to be there an hour and a half again, Richie? Or
I'm not sure. I don't think so this time. I think I can maybe leave it a little bit later. But I'll be interested to see Atletico Madrid's team as well, because obviously it's going to be full of youngsters, I'm sure. Youngsters for the future. But Baleares, after winning 4-0 in the first game, you'd have thought they'd have probably done better away at Madrid de Honda, but it wasn't the case. And need to get back to winning ways. Interestingly enough, they've come to an agreement with IB3, which is the local television company here, to televise their matches, their home matches anyway. It's taken a bit of time to sort of get this deal over the line, but it looks like it's done now, which is good. Only because obviously, they can only get 1,000 season ticket holders in. I think they've got just under 2,000 season ticket holders. The ground can hold, I found out the other week, the ground can hold just over 4,200 with a new stand they've put in behind one of the goals. So, there's a lot of fans that can't get in. So if you can actually go and watch it now on local Spanish TV, then that's fantastic. So
I think with what's happened, mate, I think they've got to open it up there as well on free-to-air TV so the fans can get involved. It's as simple as that. Poblense, Richie, any news?
Yeah, Poblense drew last weekend, which I did a bit of research on this, and I keep saying it, but I am going to go up and try and get up and see a game if I possibly can. But got a creditable 1-1 draw against UD San Sebastian Reyes. Went 1-0 down in the first minute, believe it or not. By the way, this is the first home game for UD Poblense in 31 years in Segunda B. So, it's pretty good going. And, they are definitely punching above their weight right now. And they got back to draw 1-1. They scored quite early on, but I think it was about 7 minutes. They got their equaliser, managed to hold out for a draw. So it's their first point as well, which is good. And, I think UD are just there to try and sort of say, make sure they stay. They don't go back down again. I think more importantly, if they do better than that, great. But I don't see it. I think they are just there for just just to try and stay up in that league. It's important. UD have got an away game this weekend against Las Rosas over on the mainland.
Can we call them Poblense, please, Richie? Because you're confusing me when you say UD.
So UD Poblense, Poblense, yeah.
Poblense, mate, because UD Ibiza or UD. For me, mate, it's confusing. I mean, looking at the league, mate. I mean, I think you've probably got the. I mean, it's a tough group, isn't it, Richie? I mean, you've got Atletico Baleares, you've got Akitb B, you've got Atletico B, you've got Majid Honda, which are, as we've seen already, of course, a surprise. And then you've probably got Rosas, Sansi and Poblense at the bottom. So I think it's going to be a very tough year for Poblense. But as you say, survival, survival is the name of the game, isn't it?
It is definitely, and we talked about last week with all the different leagues that are being set up because they're doing a restructure of all the leagues. It's just important that they can sort of maintain their status where they are, and I think that's really, really important. It's great for the island, of course, as well. So Tercera Division, this has been split into two. So this is a regional league that gets played here in the Balearics. As far as I'm aware, there are no Menorcan teams in this, but there are teams from Mallorca, Ibiza and Formentera, of course, as well. Been split down the middle into two groups, basically Group A and Group B. Andrach lead currently the Group A with 2 wins from 2 games. I think your guys, SD Portmany, are in this league, Mark, if I'm right in saying.
Yeah, they are.
And you lost, I think it was a last-minute goal.
Yeah, last-minute goal. Yeah, it was 94th minute goal, mate. My son was at the game. He was all the games. And, he said actually that again the team's totally changed from last year, and Portmany have got this crack striker. I forgot his name. I'll shout down and ask my son his name. But he's got this crack striker. He said who's just on a different level to everyone else. And it just shows you the Tercera, Richie. If you get 1 or 2 good players, then it's it just changes things around as well. So it was a shame that Portmany just couldn't come through with the win. But there's a lot to be to our local team. There's a lot there to be positive about, and we think it could be a good year. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
In Group B, Formentera lead Group B, 2 wins from 2 games. In fact, there are 3 teams at the top of Group B. That's Formentera, Losatense. This is the team, if you remember, Losatense, the team that his name has gone out of my head, but we talked about him the other week. He's gone to be Manchester City's under 18 coach, and he sort of cut his teeth in coaching over here. And Losatense was one of the teams that he coached, and also Platges de Calviá as well. They're in up there as well. They're
your local. So is that where we used to play back in the day, mate? Wasn't it the stadium there?
That's where we used to play, Mike. Yeah, back in when it was still sandy. Then at that time, Yeah, it was. You're right. Way before AstroTurf was invented.
A great stadium, though, mate. That is. It's in a fantastic position right in the middle of Magaluf as well, isn't it? So. Really good. Mallorca B, Richie. Any buzz about Mallorca B this year, or because?
No, I think they've played 1, lost 1, and funny enough, we were going to go and see them play, but I think we got waylaid with something else, and so they can't play. We can go. Well, I'd like to go and see Mallorca B play actually to see what it is. Well, because it'll be a lot of youngsters. It will be.
But Mallorca B is going to be the future of give or take a few superstars. Mallorca B is going to bring the youngsters through for Real Mallorca, aren't they? So, that's right. I'm always really, sometimes I like these matches more than the actual first team because that kind of shows you where that team is going as well. I saw that they lost to Platges de Calviá, actually. That would have been that's a good scout for Calviá.
Feisty game. Yeah, that would have been a good game to watch. And I think I looked at it and thought, I might go and see that, and I couldn't for some particular reason. It would have been a good game. Yeah,
and they beat Sant Jordi from Ibiza last week. Sant Jordi, who got promoted last year as well. So Sant Jordi will be trying their hardest to make up as well. But Sant Jordi, let's have a look how Sant Jordi are getting on. So they've got. Let's have a look. They've got San Rafael. Today, actually, San Rafael at 5 o'clock today. That'll be a feisty game as well. Local derby, Sant Jordi.
Local derby, yeah.
San Rafael, and next week Sant Jordi we're playing Formentera as well. So that'd be interesting. I mean, what's great about this Tercera Division, though, Rich? I mean, if people are listening or watching at home and they're kind of switched off, it's feisty stuff, isn't it, mate? It really is. It's almost, I wouldn't say pub football because that's doing them a disservice, but there's always at least a sending off per game that I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Anyway. The standard refereeing is always interesting. And, you know, I love the Tercera Division, mate. I think it's pure football, mate. And if anyone lives in one of your local sides and you get the chance to go down there, then go and see it, mate. The Tercera Division, it's where the action's at, mate. That's all I'll say. It's where the action's at.
Yeah, definitely. And the other big league to start will be Division Honor this weekend. Division Honor is the sort of highest level of youth football here, both here and, of course, across the water in Ibiza too. We've got a few teams. Real Mallorca, obviously, have got a team in there, as does San Francisco, which is the team that my boys play for, of course, and Peña Arrabal, who are another one of the big teams here on the islands too. Unfortunately, San Francisco's game got called off because similar situation to UD Ibiza. There was an outbreak of coronavirus, but they've got some pretty tough teams. They've got to play Espanyol, Barcelona. It's mainly sort of teams in and around the Barcelona, Valencia area in their league. That once again they're split up into a group team of I think it's about 10 teams. So they're all three of them are in that league, plus Barcelona, Espanyol, and a few others as well. So yeah, I'll keep my eyes on that. I'm definitely going to go watch it. I've watched a couple of juvenile games before. Good standard. It's a very good standard because San Francisco actually play at Real Mallorca's training ground because they're an affiliate with Real Mallorca, so they don't play at our stadium. They play up the road in Son Biblioni. So we always get to go up there, and obviously as we're season ticket holders for Mallorca, we get to go for free. So that's good. So we'll keep our eyes on that.
Talking about interesting local derbies, mate. Portmany Juvenile tomorrow in the Juvenile National have got Peña Arrabal at home. So I'm going to be watching that tomorrow because, you know, we've mentioned Peña Arrabal before, haven't we? Who I'm always impressed when I see Arrabal play, mate. I've got to say, first time I ever saw them was in Villarreal, actually, when I saw them in the competition. Never heard of them before. I think they beat Derby County, actually, one of my side. I think exactly, yeah. Who doesn't beat Derby County? So, but that's tomorrow. That's in the Juvenile National, which is a Balearic competition as well. And that's going to be Portmany versus Peña Arrabal. So I'm going to go to that one. I'm really looking forward to it.
And my boys' team played Peña Arrabal last week, actually, sort of a reverse of the fixture they played the week before. Drew 0-0 the first week, 1-2-1 last week. So a good result for my boys' team. They actually start their league next weekend. They've got an away game in Soyer, finally. Cadets will start next weekend. And about your boy?
Well, you know, talking about our sons, you remember last week I said that he was having a friendly against the females.
Oh, the ladies' team.
From Sant Jordi, yeah. And we didn't know how it was going to go. So my lads' team won 19-0, but don't let that say anything about it.
Oh, wow.
It was interesting because it was from the ladies' team was from 15 all the way up to 45. So it was a real mix as well. So, you know, I wasn't there. Unfortunately, I was away last weekend, so I didn't watch it, so I can't comment. But I think 19-0 probably tells you the story. But I'm ashamed I missed that one because I would like to watch that one.
Yeah, it'd have been a nice game to watch. That's about it. Well, let's say, once again, good luck to all our teams. Atletico Baleares play Atletico Madrid B, Sunday 12 midday. Las Rosas play UD Poblense, Sunday 12 midday. Peña Deportiva play Atletico Levante at 12 midday. The Alcoyano and UD Ibiza game has been postponed because of an outbreak of coronavirus in the Alcoyano team. Real Zaragoza against Real Mallorca is Sunday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So lots to look forward to on Sunday for our local football teams. Mark, always good to talk to you. Don't forget to follow us on all the social media at Akitb the Balearics, and we'll be back next week waxing lyrical about how well our teams did, hopefully, next weekend. And hopefully the weather's going to hold like this, Mark.
Hope so. Well, listen, I know it's going to be another big weekend in local and regional football, so good luck to all the teams, and look forward to seeing you next week, Richie.
Yeah, all right, mate. Take care.
Take care, mate. Bye.